Story Smackdown fans. Tonight's topics on the Wrestle Story include...
FireFly FunHouse is back. Or FireFly FunHouse. I mean, that's what I called it before, too, so, I mean, it works.
KO's gonna quit.
And Charlotte vows to be at SummerSlam.
All that and more coming up. Stay tuned. Hello, Shane. Welcome back to the Wrestle Story. We discuss all things wrestling, the legends of the past, the superstars of the present, and the trailblazers of the future. We stream every Monday after Raw, every Tuesday after SmackDown, every Wednesday after NXT, and after every pay-per-view.
Tonight, it's Tuesday, so that means we're talking SmackDown. Overall, I thought tonight's show was actually pretty good.
It had some good spots and some not-so-good spots. I mean, it wasn't bad.
I do agree with that. I think it was... We got a lot of build-up for SummerSlam. Like, there was quite a bit of matches that had been made and, you know, kind of figuring that whole situation out. So I think that was good.
Yeah.
Now, where do we go from here? I do agree with that. Promos were fire for most of the evening.
Yes, I thought they were...
Like, they were all, like, really good.
Yeah.
So, we'll get started with the beginning of the show.
Uh-oh. Somebody's calling.
Nobody important. Sorry, guys. My phone was... That was loud.
Yes. Somebody important wasn't calling you.
Somebody important wasn't calling me. It's one of those numbers that just keeps calling my phone over and over again. And I'm like, I don't know you. Why are you calling me? Like, you know, does anybody else get those kind of phone calls?
All the time.
Uh-huh, I know. So, anyways, beginning of the show opens with... Oh, yeah, I wanted to watch that. Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Gulak tonight on 205 Live.
Yeah.
So I will watch that when we're done. Because 205 Live has been fire recently.
Yeah, usually it's not too bad.
Yeah, collections. Yeah, it's been good recently. So, I mean, I've been more into watching it. So that's good. I think that's good.
Yeah.
So, anyways, beginning of the show, it opens with... New Day is on commentary for the first hour of the show. Shawn Michaels was supposed to be on commentary, but, you know, things changed and we got other stuff out of it. And Byron Saxton isn't on commentary this week because his dad passed away last week, so he's off doing that whole situation. So, he was not there. And neither was Corey Graves. I don't really know the reason behind Corey Graves not being there. But instead they had David Otunga and... Tom What's-His-Butt, and then the New Day.
Tom What's-His-Butt.
I can't remember. He hates doing commentary. So, yeah, we had that. New Day's on commentary. And then Shane opens the show, of course. You know, we got to do this whole situation. Shane says that Kevin has challenged him to a match at SummerSlam. He accepts it. He then says that Kevin has said... If he loses, he will quit. He will quit WWE. Then he plays a video from last year when Kevin he quit, like, last year. And, you know, that whole situation, we all remember that. And then Kevin comes out and he's like, that was, you know, I was at the lowest point in my career at that point. And, you know, it was not good. I did quit. You're smart, Shane. I used to discount you on being not smart, but you are for digging all this stuff up. I mean, you are, but you know what? I did not tell you that I was gonna wait. I told you I was gonna quit so then I could get this match. But we all know here that I'm not going to quit because I'm going to beat the living hell out of you. It's just the way it is. Then he said, you know what, I don't want to wait till SummerSlam. I want to do this right now. And Shane was like, up, up, up. No, you will not. Or, we will not have our match. Shane then says, but you will have a match tonight against the big dog, Roman Reigns. Now, right there after he said that, I was like, it's not going to end well for Shane.
No.
Because you can't put Roman and Kevin, the two people that hate you the most... You can't put them in the same segment with you and not have them beat you up.
Yeah. I agree, Shane. This segment
did take too long. And I was like, bro, I get it. we got to build this. But, like, it was kind of, like, I feel like we almost didn't need them to play the video of when Owens quit last year. I mean, I guess to kind of add the he's going to do the same thing again. He's a quitter. I guess to kind of get that point across, yes, they needed it. But honestly, it took up more time.
Well, I think it would have been better off is just saying, Shane coming out and like, okay, here I have a video of Kevin Owens, and he quit before. And
I'm going to make him quit again when I face him at SummerSlam.
I mean, and then, just a quick, simple...
And then you could have, Kevin come out and say, I'm going to beat you up now. And he's going to be like, no, you won't, because you're going to fight Roman. They could have done something different
with it to make it go quicker.
They could have. Now, with this being said, we knew this is where they were going with this. The only thing I wish they would do differently, I guess they could still add this on there right now. As it stands, if Owens loses, he quits. Not all Shanes are jerks. No, Shane. No, we know that. We know you're not a jerk. But the only thing I wish that they would do a little differently, or maybe they are going to do this and they're just going to add it a little down the line, but Kevin has something at stake here. If he doesn't win, he has to quit.
Yeah.
What does Shane have at stake? He has nothing at stake. I think they need to do what I said, and was have him put his job on the line, or his in-ring competition, or something. Like, they have to, like, and just have it be an I Quit match, and whoever loses has to quit. Like, if you're going to play it this way.
Okay.
Because, I don't know, I feel like Shane needs to almost have something, too. Because his life. Oh, boy. Getting deep there, aren't we? No, but I think Shane needs to put something on the line, too, just to kind of make it a fair fight, you know what I mean? Because some people could look at it and be like, okay, well, if Kevin is the only person who has something to lose here, then Shane would probably win. But because they're doing this whole Kevin is going to beat the living crap out of him, like, we want Kevin to win. And, like, when Kevin wins, we want Shane to disappear. So, like, but that isn't necessarily going to happen if he doesn't put whatever he's going to put on the line, you know?
Yeah.
So to kind of make it that, like, signed, sealed, delivered thing, I think they almost need to make it just an I Quit match in general.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's not a big deal.
I don't know. Just looking at it from a standpoint of, like, Shane could keep coming back. Just, it doesn't mean anything if Kevin just beats him.
Well, here's the one thing I have.
Like solely in a regular match.
Okay, but let's take a look at this. So far,
exciting. Oh, yeah, for sure watching next week.
So far, you have Shane getting the crap kicked out of him, like, all the time.
Yeah.
So this may not set up well for when they go to SummerSlam.
Yeah. Now, like I said, as it stands right now, this is just a regular match. They could always add in a stipulation or something to make it more Shane-worthy, where he can jump off of things that are really high, and then Kevin kills him that way. But I don't know. I just think as it stands with it being a regular match, and, like, Shane has nothing to lose, I don't know. It could go a couple different ways, and I really just wanted to go with Kevin ripping him to shreds.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. See where they go with it in the next couple weeks.
And like I said, he can literally come back. Like, it does nothing. If Kevin just beats him, like, what does that do?
I agree. They're doing a great build. It could be, simply the fact that there's no match between the two. You don't have them wrestling every week.
I agree. I just hope KO goes over.
Yeah, me too.
Because, like I said, I mean, I don't know. If Shane loses, he's still going to come back the next Tuesday on SmackDown and be like, okay, well, Kevin Owens beat me, blah, 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 blah.
Well, that's fine. Maybe that fits into The Miz and ending his...
But I just want Shane to be done after SummerSlam.
I created him, so I'm going to finish him.
I just want Shane to be done after SummerSlam.
I do too, but I mean, if they're going to, if they want to do it...
And I feel like Kevin, honestly, at this point, should just end it. Like, just end him, please. Kevin, I have one request, and it is for you to just end him. Like, that's it. Just end him. I don't care how you have to do it. Just do it.
Here's what I think is going to happen. Based off what we've seen. Shane's going to beat Kevin Owens.
Probably, and then
he
he's
is going to beat him.
Like, oh, yeah, I I beat you, blah, 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 you. And then he's going to have to quit.
No, this is where you're going to get your NWO type.
Where
return.
Eric Bischoff comes in and is like, up, 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 bub.
Well, it doesn't even
Not
have to be
today.
Eric Bischoff. It's just going to be the wrestlers coming in and going, Kevin Owens is going to have a group come together.
I mean, I could
and
see
say,
that happening.
We're tired of you dealing with you, and now we're here to take over.
It either ends with Shane being demolished or Kevin becoming a world leader.
Yeah. I mean, so then we have Shane and Drew and Elias.
Backstage.
Yes.
So Elias is complimenting Shane, and he's like, oh, yeah, great job out there. And then Shane was like, oh, undisputed. Yes, that would be... that would be awesome. Like, with as much as Kevin is totally behind Undisputed Era, like...
Hi, Scott.
Totally. I'd be down for that.
Did your pillow get up? After it was stone cold, however many numbers you got there.
Stunned.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1,525,262,000,000. No. 1,525,262,523
After it was
times.
stunned a number of
Yeah.
times. Probably took it better than Shane. Oh, yeah. It never got up.
Got up. Good. Don't go to sleep tonight because it might.
Yeah, no, totally. Undisputed Era would be cool. If he,
Yeah.
led the
Yeah,
Undisputed
that'd be
Era
cool.
into battle.
Yes,
He's like, yo,
definitely.
we're not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
I got backup. I got buddies. We're done.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
I would love it, honestly. So, anyways, Shane says that tonight, for the Roman versus Kevin match, you know what it needs? It needs a special guest ref, Drew. It needs a special guest timekeeper, Elias, and a special guest ring announcer, me, myself, the best in the world, Shane McMahon. Yeah, we knew this wasn't going to end well for them at this point.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, come on.
Yep.
Well, I was like, well, it's either not going to end well for Kevin, or it's not going to end well for Shane.
Yeah.
So it was kind of, we had to think about that. So then we got our first match of the show, Nakamura versus Apollo Crews. I was glad to see Apollo Crews out there. I'm glad that they are using their more underused talent.
We've seen him like what?
The last 2 weeks.
Well, he was on NXT.
2 weeks in a row.
He was on
SmackDown.
SmackDown last
He had a
week?
match with
SmackDown.
Andrade,
Yeah.
and now he's fighting Nakamura.
Yeah.
Now, I thought he had a really good shot at winning that. It really was a good match.
Definitely a good match.
Biggie and Woods should be on commentary every week. I do agree with that statement.
Yeah.
Can we get a petition for Biggie and Woods to be on commentary every week?
Well, they could do that every week, but then, at some point in time, they have to have a match.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they are the tag champs.
Yeah.
But in tag champs fashion, they never defend their titles.
Oh,
so,
that's true.
it wouldn't be a bad thing for them to be on commentary.
Yeah.
At least they're out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Whether they're defending their titles or not. Nakamura versus Apollo Crews. Great match. There was a spot where I was like, ooh, Apollo Crews is going to take him. He's just going to...
Yeah, I know. That was funny.
He's going to take him and, oh, gosh, I lost my train of thought. Thanks, Scott. Thanks. There was a point in the match where I thought Apollo Crews was going to essentially just beat Nakamura. That was the point I was trying to get across. And,
It's from Lucha Underground.
And, he did not. And I was a little disappointed because I was
I
like,
thought he was going to win too, and then
I wanted him
I
to
was
get
like,
a shot.
seriously, they're going to have Nakamura lose now?
I wanted him and Woods and E on commentary, I think it was just Woods though. He was like, well, if Apollo beats Nakamura, you would think he'd be the number one contender for an Intercontinental Championship match.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be okay with it. Apollo Crews is IC champ. I mean, if they're trying to get him out there more and make him a big superstar, because he is really good.
Yeah, definitely.
He was excellent in NXT, and I wish they would have used him when they, brought him up. They used him in a good, I wish I would have used him in a good way.
Yeah.
And they haven't. So, I mean, putting him in this position, and, if he was to go for the IC title, I would be fine with it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I would be totally okay with it. But, nope. Nakamura ends up getting the win, and I think that probably was the best thing for him, just because you don't want to have him lose the first time that he's had a match. Oh, Kushida versus Nakamura.
That'd be a good match.
Ooh, yeah, it'd be good. So others get shots if their title isn't. I do agree with that.
Yeah, I hate when champions lose so others get shot. It's like, it is annoying.
It really is.
And it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. So Nakamura gets the win, and like I said, I think it was the best thing for him at this point. He hasn't been on TV in so long, and he became the Intercontinental Champion after only having one match back on SmackDown. Sorry. I was choking. I'm fine now.
Yeah,
but
good thing.
Yeah, so, I mean, it was the best thing for him in that situation.
Yeah. I wish they would have like a top 10 or top 5 for all the belts. And,
I do agree.
have everything make sense through having some sort of ranking system.
So, the next segment we have was a little confusing. It was the Mandy and Sonya backstage. So, Mandy walks up and she's like, Sonya, guess what? I went and talked to Shane.
Just before you start talking about this, this was the worst segment of the show, probably.
Like, this was really confusing, and I didn't.
I mean, it could have been a good segment, but this was.
They had a SmackDown top 10. It was weird.
I just think that if they do it right, I think that it'd be fine.
To have, like, your list of, number one contenders at the time for a different championship. I think that would be okay.
Because right now, they have somebody wrestle a champion, and then they go, oh, he'll be the number one contender if he beats him.
Yeah. It's like, what?
What about the other 10 guys you said the last 10 weeks you said that?
I mean, yeah.
And the one guy beat him last week, so.
It is confusing sometimes as to who the number one contender is and why they should be the number one contender. I mean, I said that with Aleister Black on the show tonight. That is weird. Interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
So this segment, Mandy and Sonya backstage. Mandy comes up and she's like, Sonya, guess what? I talked to Shane and I told him that, last week when Kevin Owens came out and he stunned him, that they, were laughing about this and talking about this.
You said it faster than she did. I think she got confused with what she was supposed to say. Hello, Anthony. No Daniel Bryan or R-Truth. No Daniel Bryan or R-Truth. I think, when she came out, I think she didn't realize exactly what she was supposed to say.
I guess not. I don't really know, because the way she said it was weird. Can they please, though? I understand that this would be one less tag team for the women's tag division, but I feel like they've been together for so long at this point. They've been together since they came up. I feel like if they're not, I don't know. I think they need to split them up. I thought they should have split them up a while ago.
Yeah, definitely less scripted tonight. And obviously on this particular segment, you could tell.
Yeah.
Because she kind of stumbled over her words and messed up, I think.
So.
Yeah, it definitely seemed more real.
Long story short, she says that next week they have a match with the Iconics. Well, then Sonya goes, Mandy.
She said, I'm pretty sure she said, we'll have a title match with the Iconics.
No, I'm pretty sure she said we're going to have a tag team match with the Iconics next week. And then Sonya said, so you're telling me that we're going to have a women's tag team championship match next week. And then Mandy said, if we win the match next week, we'll get a championship opportunity at some point in time. And I was so confused by this whole situation. I was like, what?
Yeah,
because I swear to you, she said, oh yeah, next week we're going to have an Iconics, or we're going to have a tag team match with the Iconics. Okay, and then Sonya said, so you're telling me that next week we have a match with the Iconics for the
You're going to make me have to go back and watch this segment now, because I'm pretty sure I could have
I don't know who screwed it up. One of the two screwed it up.
I could have swore.
But I'm telling you right now, Sonya said, you're telling me that next week we have a championship match with the Iconics.
Yeah.
And then Mandy was like, if we win next week, we get a championship opportunity for the tag titles. And I was like, What?
Yeah, I'll have to go back and watch the segment.
So are you
because they screwed up somewhere.
Do you have a championship match next week, or if you win the match, do you get a championship match? like
they said we have a shot for a shot. Yeah, that's
like
what,
I don't.
I was like confused
what?
about what she was talking about.
Because I swear to you, she came up and she was like, we have a tag team match next week. And then Sonya was like, you're telling me we have a tag team championship match next week? And then she was like, no, if we win the match, we get a championship match. And I was like,
I'm pretty sure that she
what?
came up and said we have a tag team title match or tag team title shot next week.
I have no idea, but somebody messed up somewhere, and then I think it screwed the other person up, and then from there, it just kind of went downhill.
Well, I was sitting there watching, I was like, what?
I was too. I was so confused. I was like, so wait, do you have a title match or do you not have a title match?
Yeah.
Are you fighting to get a title match or do you have a title match? Like, there's a big difference.
Yeah, this was the one segment I think was, like, totally messed up.
Yes, and Mandy corrected her. Like, I just don't know, man. Like, it was so confusing that I was trying to figure it. Like, the way they spat it out, it was, like, not good.
Yeah.
So then we have an Ali promo, and he talks about wanting to become the WWE champion.
I'm beginning to think all he does is promos.
Well, it's like the whole Aleister Black situation all over again.
But he's been doing it longer.
Has he?
It seems like he's been doing it since, like, what, WrestleMania? Or
No.
after WrestleMania?
No?
When he was supposed to get his shot?
No? He's only been doing this thing for the last, I don't know how many weeks.
He's been doing promos for a long time.
I don't know. I don't think that he's been doing them, like, since WrestleMania. Because I don't remember seeing these types of promos from WrestleMania. These are within the like, at Extreme Rules is when the first one of these aired.
Well, he talks about wanting to be the champion, but a lot of it, he started doing promos. It wasn't too long after.
It was after he had his whole Chronicle thing come out. That's kind of what those were. Were like recaps of his Chronicle.
Yes, but he started having promos not too long after WrestleMania.
Because his Chronicle came out, though. About him and his concussion.
Whatever,
when he had his opportunity taken from him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is he started, he's had promos going on forever.
Yeah, Ali.
Yeah, Ali.
So Ali talks about wanting to become WWE champion and how the opportunity should have been his, but his body gave out on him before his heart did, and he was like, it just wasn't good, and I want my shot, and I'm going to get my shot. Man, you have no idea. Okay, so when I heard this Kofi thing, I totally thought that when they did this whole Kofi thing with him, like, and his opponent for SummerSlam, I thought it was somebody was going to come out and answer the challenge. Like, that's kind of what I was gathering from the way they explained it, like, on the app, was that somebody was going to challenge Kofi, but then Kofi called out who he wanted to challenge. And so at this point in time in the show, I was like, so is Ali going to be the one who answers the challenge then? Because that would make sense. Like, it would make sense, right?
Yeah.
Well, then come to find out that's not how that segment was going to work. And I figured he was going to call out who he did because it just made sense with what they did recently. But man, oh man, before Kofi drops that title, I want to see him drop the title to Ali. That's what I want to see.
I don't think he's going to, though.
Probably not, but I want to see him drop the title to Ali. Just so then Ali can be like, yeah, this should have been mine in the first place. Crowd lit on 205 Live for this match. I'm glad Shane's in the chat telling us what's happening because we're not watching it right now. Thanks, dude. Thanks. So yeah, I mean, I don't know.
You just pull it up on the TV there.
I could, but I don't have the remote. It's somewhere. Don't think it's happening. See, I really want it to happen before Kofi drops the title, but I just have a feeling he's probably going to drop the title at SummerSlam. No, it's cool. It's cool. That's fine.
We could have it on our TV, too.
We could.
So we could be, like, reporting, too.
But we're not.
So. Yeah, because you lost the remote.
It's over there somewhere. No, I truly think Kofi's dropping the title.
I'll be right back.
Are you going to find it? Okay. I truly think Kofi is dropping the title at SummerSlam. Like, I don't know what everybody else thinks, but I just have that, like, gut feeling that he is. Because, I mean, he's been champ since WrestleMania. And it's, like I said, as much as I would love to see him drop the title to Ali, just to, kind of make things come full circle for him, I just don't. I don't know, man. I just don't think Kofi's making it past SummerSlam as champ. I just don't. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. So, now, next segment we have is Miz TV with Shawn Michaels. So, going into this segment, I was kind of like, what? Like, is this going to be a meaningless segment? Because Shawn Michaels was supposed to be on commentary, and he was not. He ended up not being on commentary because they put him in the, in this segment instead. And so I was like, So, he gets asked about last night and what it was like and, all the people. I thought this was a good segment, too. I did. I really did after watching it. Like I said, I was kind of skeptical going in as to, like, okay, is this going to be worth it or not? But it was a really good segment. So, he gets asked about what last night was like and, all the people and all the reunion show and the legends and stuff and, like, coming back, and it's so cool. And then he talks about Seth versus Brock at SummerSlam and how, he got to share the ring with... Breaking news, according to Pro Wrestling Sheet, Trish Stratus in talks with WWE to work a match at SummerSlam. Could it be the match with Alexa that we never got? Like, I feel like that would be...
Yeah.
Like, that could be...
Dolph or Shawn or special
good.
guest referee.
I mean, I would like to see it. Trish versus Alexa, because we were supposed to get that at Evolution.
Yeah.
But then she had a concussion, and so she couldn't, so it ended up being a tag match.
Charlotte versus Trish.
Ooh!
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. With Charlotte. Oh. I didn't even think about that, because I had other ideas for what Charlotte could do at SummerSlam. But that could be, that could work too. Because Canada.
Yeah.
Trish is, that would make sense. Wow, Scott. Good ideas. Good information spreading.
Yes.
So then he talks about Seth versus Brock and how he got to share the ring with Seth last night and their whole thing. And then Dolph comes out. This is where the segment got interesting. And I was kind of like, okay, where are we going from here? So Dolph comes out and talks about how embarrassing it was when Shawn came back last November. And, Trish versus Shane. That's funny. Then Shawn is like, yeah, you're right. When I came back in November, it was embarrassing, and I'm not proud of that. But you know what's even more embarrassing? When you work your whole career only to be a second-rate Shawn Michaels wannabe. Oh, he got burned. Then, Dolph, what the heck was that? You were like, like the whole table shook.
Just trying to figure out what you were doing.
So then Dolph yells at, Shawn some more and talks about how embarrassing he is. And then Miz gets involved. And he's like, shut up. Just shut up. Shut up. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Hey, Export, what's up? I'm not telling you to shut up.
We've actually got it on right now.
We do. It just finished.
Yeah.
Yeah, good match. It's all, the end of it.
It's all Shane's fault.
5.
He was telling us,
Elijah's in the chat. Yo, what's up?
Hello, Elijah.
So, Miz gets involved and is like, shut up. Like, dude, shut up. You want to sit here and talk about, oh, it should have been you. It should have been you. Guess what? Nothing is ever going to be you if you don't do anything. If you don't try, if you don't put effort in, if you don't make yourself something. That's what this business is about, is making yourself something. This was an excellent promo on Miz's part, BT dubs. He continues on and is like, stop with the it should have been you crap. Because this is not good.
Say it, Shane.
Just stop and
have a good evening.
Do something. Yeah, bye Shane. See you later. Had to finish a promo. Sorry. So yeah, he's like, just do something. Stop complaining and do something. I did this promo a lot better earlier when I was telling you about it.
Yeah.
I really did. Sorry, guys. It's just, I've already done it once, and it's kind of, The wheels are turning.
Well, you should be good at it by now.
I should. So then Dolph is like angry, and then Dolph throws a punch. Shawn is standing there, and Shawn ducks, and the Miz ends up getting the butt of it, and then Shawn hits Dolph upside the head. Shawn goes to check on the Miz. Shawn gets back up, and Shawn eats a super kick from Dolph. Well. Dolph then gets chased off by Miz. So my question would be, guys, is this leading to a Miz versus Dolph match at SummerSlam, or Dolph versus Shawn?
Inquiring minds want to know.
I just need to know, because quite honestly, I mean, I'd be okay with it going either way.
I think they can do either way.
I think it would be really cool to see Shawn versus Dolph,
cool.
Because a lot of people compared them.
Yeah.
They really did.
Yeah.
And, just to kind of see, well, I mean, they compared them, and Dolph has even said himself, he was like, Shawn Michaels was the inspiration for me growing up.
Yeah.
So, just to see them have a match, I think would be really cool. And, we got to go star-studded for SummerSlam, so, I mean, I would be okay with it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what everybody else thinks. Shawn being there was pointless. I don't think it was pointless.
If they're setting up, I would say probably Miz Dolph, but I think it'd be cool if it was
I would
Shawn
too,
versus
but why
Dolph.
else would they have had Shawn there if they weren't going to have him be involved?
Maybe Shawn being there wasn't pointless. Maybe it's going to be Shawn versus Dolph.
Which is what I'm saying. So I think, and like I said, Dolph came out and was like, you used to be my idol and now you're not. You're an embarrassment. So, I think it could be really interesting for them to have a match.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I mean, I think it could go either way at this point. Regardless, Dolph is having a match at SummerSlam with one of the two.
Yes.
Like I said, right now, I don't know which way they're going to go with it, but he's going to have a match. I just feel it. It's pretty obvious at this point. So then we get the sad excuse for a women's segment. This was Charlotte versus Ember. And the match gets started, and we're not even, 5 minutes into it. Like, the match isn't even, really started. And Bayley's music hits. It distracts Charlotte. Ember gets the roll-up. And that's it. And then Ember ends up throwing Bayley into the ring.
That'd be good. I think having Shawn be guest referee would be good.
I think it would too. Then you get all three guys out there who've been involved.
But then that shows how you tie. So this would have been having Shawn there was probably
a good thing.
Helpful in the fact that it helps create the storyline of having him there as a guest referee.
It does. So Ember throws Bayley in the ring. Bayley eats a boot from Charlotte. She's down. Ember gets on the top rope. She hits the Eclipse on Charlotte. And then she hits the Eclipse on Bayley. Made Ember look really strong, but this was a real crappy women's segment. It was another 2-minute segment. And it's just disappointing. It's real disappointing.
Well, I agree. But like I said,
compared to last week where we had 3 women's matches on the show. And to this week, we had no women's matches yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get this women's match, which was a total of 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, the match itself wasn't even 2 minutes. But the segment itself was 2 minutes.
Well, we're not focused anymore. Yeah, I agree. I think you have issues. I think trying to put women as focus right now with as many that are injured, I think it makes it hard to do.
I don't know. But it's
especially since you haven't really promoted anybody. I mean, nobody has been pushed or anything for anything.
Yeah, it was. Hashtag give women a chance was trending last night.
The only problem I have with the women, and I saw that, they haven't really pushed anybody. Ember's starting to get a little bit of a push here. I mean, who are they going to put out there?
No, but the issue is they're not putting them on TV at all anymore.
Well, I get that.
They're not even giving us anything to want to watch. Because they're not putting anything out there.
Well, I mean, who do you want them to put out there?
I don't know. They have, like you said, they are women that are injured right now. But they have women that can be out there putting on matches.
I agree.
The match that we had 2 weeks ago with Natalya and Alexa and Naomi and whoever the other one was. Who was it? Carmella.
That'd be interesting. I thought she'd be called up by now anyway, or be getting close to being called up. So that wouldn't shock me.
Well, I thought it was going to be Shayna versus Becky at SummerSlam as their big SummerSlam match. Apparently not. So, I mean, I don't know what they're doing with her anymore. But, we had that Fatal 4-Way Women's match that was... Exactly. You have very good wrestlers in Charlotte and Ember, and you only have them on for 2 minutes.
I agree.
That is dumb. And, I guess, sort of for Charlotte, I felt like that was kind of not a good way to have her lose. She lost on a roll-up from a distraction. Charlotte doesn't get put in those spots, and she is now, which is sad.
Yeah.
Let them actually have a match and let it play out, and, maybe Ember beats Charlotte clean. I get why they had Bayley come out to make Ember look really strong.
Because Charlotte's going to get it put into the...
No, she's not. Charlotte's not getting put in this match.
Just saying.
No, she's not.
Okay.
That's what I thought, too. I don't think she's being put in this match anymore. I hope not. Because if she is, she's winning.
I hope she's not, but that wouldn't shock me.
I wouldn't be shocked if she's put in this match either. But after kind of what she said that she's going to have... her own thing. She demands to be at SummerSlam, and she said that it's going to be better than either Ember and Bayley. Makes me think they're going in a different direction with her, and they're not going to put her in the title match right now, which I think is a good thing. And they're going to have her do something else. But I'll talk about that in a couple minutes. So, sad excuse for a women's segment. It was pitiful. I really am just baffled at the women's segments recently. And like I said, it's disappointing.
I can understand that. I mean, they haven't put... the big issue is they haven't put anybody out there.
I get that. But the issue we go back to is, no matter if they haven't put any... what do you mean by they haven't put anybody out there?
Because outside of Ember Moon over the last couple weeks... Nobody has been pushed.
No, I'm going to argue this because they could put any number of people out there to make them something, but they are not.
I agree.
They are not putting anybody out there.
I agree.
They're not doing any good women's segments anymore. So, I don't want to sit here and play that whole, they're not pushing anybody thing because, they're not. But they have to put the women out there first to push anybody. And they are not. And that's where the problem lies.
They do, but the problem you have is when some of those bigger names come back from their injury, what are you going to do?
You're going to integrate them back in?
But the problem... Okay, so you're just going to kick these other people to the side because they're not going to get a lot of TV time.
Well, you don't have... Okay, sometimes I just don't understand this because you... are they're only going to push one person. So they're pushing Ember right now. And, when Nia comes back, Ember's no longer going to get pushed because Nia's coming back.
I think that's probably what's going to happen.
It might be what happens. But don't, we can't discount them and say, if Ember was doing really well and she was, the big top star or whatever, do you really think they're going to push her out of the way? No, they're not going to. Just because Nia Jax comes back? No. If she's your top star... You're going to keep her in the top spot right now, and you can just integrate Nia back into the title scene and, let her fight for the title a couple times or whatever. So, as it stands right now, WWE has not done that, but they're beginning to go under new management, and so, I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see who Charlotte gets.
I have theories. I'll talk about those theories in a minute. But
I do agree with you on the Ronda thing. Ever since she's left,
nobody
cares. Care about the
WWE really doesn't care about the women's division since Ronda left. Becky could have been the big new bad Ronda of the women. Not like she could have been Ronda, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the WWE Women's Division, she could have kind of taken that spot, but they downplayed her so much. They have booked her poorly to where she's not going to be.
Yeah.
They really have. They've booked the women's division as a whole absolutely garbage.
I agree.
So, I mean, if they expect anybody to get over, if you expect anybody to get over, first they got to put the women's division back out there and figure out what they're doing with it, because we're not going to get anybody pushed until they do.
I agree.
And so that's where the issue lies. Is right there with them not putting the women out on TV at all.
They need to just put all the women in one, like, don't have some on SmackDown, don't have some on Raw. Just either put them on Raw or SmackDown, or
just
do a crossover.
Both, or how about just let the rosters, like, have all the women on Raw and have all the women on SmackDown? Like,
well,
they go
fine.
to either,
whatever they're going to do.
They're on either other show, depends on the week.
There's not enough women to have them in both, on both Raw and SmackDown.
Well, and at this point, they're doing so much cross-promotion. Alexa's had 75 shots at the SmackDown title, so it really doesn't matter, because I think the whole cross-promotion thing, I don't know if we're kind of diminishing that or what we're doing, because we haven't seen as many wild cards, so to speak, over the last 2 weeks. You know, there's not too many people from Raw over on SmackDown and not too many people from SmackDown over on Raw. So maybe they're done with the whole cross-promotion thing, and that was a horrible Vince idea, and they're like, okay, well, this is not the way we want to do this, but people don't like this, so we're going to not do that anymore.
They're going to have just one big group, I think, once Fox starts getting involved.
I don't know, man. No idea, but this is just poor, sad, like, I just want to curl up in a ball and cry, because this is, like, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Like, it's not good. So, then we get Kofi challenging Randy Orton to a match at SummerSlam. Randy comes out and says, straight up, he's like, you know what, Kofi? I'm the reason that you won that title. I injured Ali, and you took his place. Then you went on to win the WWE Championship, and it was a fluke. It was a fluke victory. You got real lucky. And you just happened to be at the right place at the right time. And now you're here. But you really should be thanking me for everything, because I injured Ali. At that point, I was like, oh, please let Ali come out. Make this a triple threat. And then he didn't, so I was a little disappointed. But then they played the video from 2009 of their thing where Kofi demolished him through the table.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Randy accepts the challenge. And then Joe comes out for his match. And Kofi stays.
Yeah, the brand split was... I agree.
Randy stays at ringside for the match. Match gets started. Ends in no winner because Randy ends up RKOing Joe, and then Kofi hits Trouble in Paradise on Randy. The promo was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, it was a really good promo.
Yeah.
I don't know. Am I, like, super excited for this feud? No. Is it going to be a good... Is it a good feud based on what we've seen before from Kofi and Randy? Yes, it is a good feud. And
Jobber Joe.
It works because...
Yeah, I agree.
It works because we're kind of revisiting this, something that wasn't, like, super finished from back in 2009. But am I super interested in it? Not really. I would have loved to see Kofi versus Ali more.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, they got to build this.
Yeah, I mean, I think this will be fine. I think it'll be a good match and it'll be fine. But like I said, as it stands right now, I don't see Kofi being WWE champ past SummerSlam. I just don't.
No. And Joe is definitely a jobber now. I mean, he never wins.
Yeah. It's frustrating. Real frustrating. Like, Joe, he's Jobber Joe. I mean, they just need to change his name. He's no longer Samoa Joe. He's Jobber Joe. Like, WWE, change it. I'm surprised how well Kofi is booked as champ. I mean, he is booked pretty solidly compared to other people. He is.
Yeah, it's...
But, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know. He's booked really well, but I just have that feeling.
Well, the thing is, he's on every week.
I mean, he is. And
How many champions have been on every week?
Becky?
That'd be about it. I mean, nobody else is on every week.
Who's the U.S. champ right now? AJ.
Yeah.
AJ's been on the last several weeks.
Yeah.
But, that was been since he won them. That's sad that I couldn't... Oh, BT Dubs. I know that Shane left the chat and he's no longer here. But I did see the OC shirt. And it is pretty cool. It's the one with, like, the samurai hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
It is cool. Like, we might have to buy one. It's so cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
You're like, oh, woohoo, spending money on t-shirts.
Joe's about done. Well, I wouldn't blame him for being about done. I mean, the way they've used him, it's been ridiculous.
Poor. So poor. Like, it's not even funny. Jobber Joe. That's what we're going to call him from now on.
Yeah.
Jobber Joe. Yeah, no. But I just have a feeling that Kofi's dropping the championship at SummerSlam to Randy.
Possibly.
And then Randy, I don't know who he'll drop it to. Roman? Championship is making its way back to Roman. I don't care what anybody says it is.
It might. I don't know.
If Kofi holds on to it, I will be shocked.
We'll see how they play this out.
Because I see him dropping it real soon. Like, I don't know.
Well, I agree, but I think we need to see how they're going to play this out over the next couple weeks.
I do. I mean, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
But I really do just have that feeling that Kofi's dropping his belt soon. And I almost feel like he needs to drop it.
Yeah.
Just because the charm is kind of wearing off.
Yeah, I mean.
And,
yeah.
I mean, it's like still there, but the fans aren't super behind him like they were before.
No, but right now the fans aren't behind anything. So
and
the only thing they're behind is what we're going to talk about next.
Oh, yeah. And so I really do just think it's better for the New Day as a whole for him to drop the championship and then have... But New Day are your tag champs now, and now they're all champs. But I don't know, the issue I have with it is Kofi's a singles champ, and they're, like, a tag champ. And so they're not even going to do, like... If Kofi drops his belt, well, then the New Day is just champions.
Break up New Day?
I don't know, man. If they're breaking him up, E is going to be the reason why. E's going to turn on Kofi.
Maybe Kofi turns.
I feel like it needs to be E, though, because then I think that E needs to take Kofi's belt.
Well, that's not happening.
If Kofi still has the belt.
That's not happening.
I would love to see it, though. It'd be a heck of a storyline. He's going to be like, you were my brother. And now, all of this over the championship? He's like, yeah, for years and years and years. Guess what, Kofi? I got the same story. I've been overlooked.
Yeah.
I should have been WWE champion a long time ago.
And then Kofi
But I was not.
Kofi goes, all right, Dolph.
All right, Dolph.
Quit crying.
Quit crying. Stop being a baby.
So then we have Finn Balor reacts to last week's Fiend attack.
Oh, this is a good segment. Honestly favorite of the show.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
Anything Bray is involved now ultimately becomes my favorite segment of the show. Like, it just is. I'm sorry. I'm biased. It is. So, he says, you know what? Bray, the Fiend, whatever you're calling yourself now, I am challenging you to a match at SummerSlam.
Yes.
Then, guess what, guys? The show we haven't seen for what feels like months at this point is back. FireFly FunHouse is back. Woohoo! The saving grace of Monday Night Raw and Tuesday Night SmackDown. FireFly FunHouse. Can this be a spin-off show just that's on the WWE Network?
Yeah.
Where it's like 30-minute special every Sunday?
Yeah.
You know, for the WWE. Please. Like, seriously?
Well, I think it's really good. I think what they're doing with it, I think Bray Wyatt does a good job with it.
So, he shows up as his Mr. Rogers character. And he's like, well, Finn, me and my buddies here, we really love you. You are excellent. Now, the Fiend, we've tried to tell him that you're super great. He just won't listen. And he does not like you. He really doesn't like you. And then he goes into this, like creepy dude. And then he, goes back to his thing. He's like, I'm happy to tell you that the Fiend is officially accepting your challenge. But Finn, there's one thing you should know. You call yourself the extraordinary man. The Fiend is unlike anything you've ever faced before. And you know what? You should be careful. Let me in. And then they do the creepy video where it's the clown and he's got his hammer or whatever. I love that hammer.
Yeah.
That hammer, it really makes it extra. He has to. I'm gonna be really interested in seeing what his entrance is.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Whether he's gonna come out to that same music that he used to use, or whether it's going to be that.
Or maybe he doesn't come
creepy,
out. Maybe the lights just go out and then he's in the ring.
Or maybe that too. Or if it's gonna be that creepy doo weird music that he had when he they zoom in on his face.
Yeah.
Before the Fiend comes out.
Yeah.
I think that'd be creepy. And then they have the whole room go dark and it's just him, his face at the top of the ramp.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that'd be cool.
I love the
they gotta do something spectacular.
I love the split personality 2 export. And he does a really good job with it.
They gotta keep it. They have to. This is the best thing that WWE has going right now to date.
Anthony, I agree they'll get lost in the shuffle, but I have a feeling they're going to start getting lost in the shuffle anyway.
I agree. Whether they break up or not.
Yeah, I think they're going to lose titles, and I think they're just going to get lost in the shuffle eventually.
I agree.
I don't want to see it, but I think it's going to happen.
I do agree. So, we are getting Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, versus Finn Balor. I would assume as the Demon.
I won't.
What?
I think you have to have Finn Balor. If he's going on a break, it has to be Finn Balor. It can't be the Demon.
No. But then he beats the Demon. Because why? Finn going into this knows he's not going to win.
No, Finn is not going to beat Bray. Since he's
Finn has to know.
Since Finn is going to be taking time off, I don't think there's any way they can have him beat Bray.
Just to be logical here, Finn knows going into this that he can't beat him on his own. He can't beat anybody on his own. He should just look at his pattern from the last several weeks.
He can't, but maybe if he loses, he goes, okay, I got to take time off because I just can't do this.
I think it should be the Demon, and then he has the Demon lose, and the Demon doesn't lose to anybody, and then he's like, I got to reevaluate things, because if I can't beat anybody even as a Demon, I have a real problem. I think that would be better.
Or he comes back as the Demon and goes into Bray's group.
I don't see that happening.
I'm just saying.
I don't see that happening, though. 2 months joins OC and boom. Jeez, can't read. I don't know. I feel like having the Demon get squashed by Fiend would almost be more impactful.
I think it would, but I don't
because
I think it also...
because just having Finn lose, it's like everything we've ever seen the last 72 months that Finn has been wrestling. He gets squashed by everybody.
Yeah.
He's become he's Jobber Finn, like Jobber Joe, guys. He never wins anymore. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
Every match that he is normal Finn Balor, without the Demon, he loses.
I agree.
Now because he should know going into this that he's not going to win.
Yeah.
He doesn't win ever. And then he has the Demon come out and he's like, oh, well, I for sure am going to do better with this, Kind of hypes himself up.
Yeah.
And then he ends up losing. And he's like,
I don't
know what to do anymore because I can't win as myself and I can't win with the help of the Demon, so what am I going to do?
I just don't think he can be the
That is when he leaves and he comes back and he's like, you know what I needed? I needed the OC.
Yeah.
But this time, I'm taking over, and it's going to be the BC. Boom! Mic drop. My idea is so much better than anybody people's ideas. Just saying. Mine would be more impactful.
Yeah, but then you go, okay, well, the Demon can be beat.
Yeah, you can.
So.
Or maybe they play it out where Demon leaves, And Demon is like, well, I can't. What does he have that I don't to where he could beat me?
I don't know. I just don't think it'll be done.
And then he comes back as Demon, and sometime down the line, because I don't think Bray's not getting beat by anybody.
I don't know.
As it stands right now. So, I think, I don't know.
We'll see.
I can't wait to see what they do with it, because I really want it to be Demon Man.
Then there's a recap of what happened last night.
We're really glad that you're our friend. I think that's the words. And this is a friendship that will never, ever end. Yeah, totally. He should come out with this creepy mask. And that music, yeah, totally. I would die laughing. And with the puppets. Bro, I want to see them together, Finn, Joe, and Dolph are like 0 for 2. It's true.
I think I saw someone tweet, and Scott might have tweeted this, that like, and I don't know who figured this up. Samoa Joe is like 42 and 82 or something like that.
It's just not good. Like, I don't know, man. He should just figure it out. He knows he's gonna lose. He needs the Demon.
I don't know.
And he's got to bring the Demon out. But when the Demon loses, he's like, I got to reevaluate my life because I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Yeah. I can't win as Finn. I can't win as the Demon. Can I even wrestle anymore? Like,
I don't know.
Mental breakdown.
You can't do the Demon that way, though. I mean, I just think that messes everything up, and it kind of loses the persona of the Demon.
Well, not necessarily.
I mean, I think you have to have him come in as Finn, and if when he comes back, you either have him be the Demon all the time.
Then, when I'm right, watch, guys. I'm going to be right, and it's going to be the Demon.
No.
And then
it might be.
He's going to get
squashed.
But
I think that's a dumb way to do it, I think.
It's a good way to get
as the Demon.
Bray over, though. Because they portray the Demon as being this unbeatable figure. And then you have the biggest, baddest dude to come in and then beat him. Like,
I have no clue what Joe did to
that screams this. Like major, like, I don't know, man. I just think that screams something better than just plain Finn Balor because going into it, I already know what I'm predicting for that. Anthony, I'm coming for your title. If it's regular Finn Balor, we all better be smart and not be stupid and pick Finn. Or pick Bray. Because Finn is not winning there's not even a slight chance of him winning if he walks in as Finn Balor and not the Demon.
Or he wins the match by disqualification.
They're not going to do that to Bray. Bray's going to get a win. It's going to be a clean win.
You don't have to give him a clean win.
It's going to be a clean win.
If he's coming in as a Fiend and being the scary dude that like shows no mercy, he get disqualified for doing, It's
going to be a clean win. They're going to give him the win at SummerSlam.
Well, they might, but the fact is they don't have to.
They don't have to, but they're going to.
Well, whatever.
I don't know. I just think having Finn go in as Finn makes no sense to me because it's obvious who's winning.
Whatever. I mean, the fact is if you have him go in as a Demon and he gets beat, then you've just diminished the whole Demon
but you're not listening to what I'm saying, though. If you have him go in as the Demon, who is portrayed as this unbeatable figure, he hasn't been beaten by anybody.
Well, then he can't come back as the Demon.
And then maybe he doesn't. Maybe that's just the end of the Demon.
That might be.
I don't know.
So then we have after the recap, we have a Charlotte interview.
After the recap? What recap?
Recap of the 24/7 last night.
Oh, that's what I wrote down. 24/7, 7-Eleven, I-95, yeah. I-65, I-29, championship.
Yeah, the fact that it changed hand 19 times.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
You know what's really funny? Colin messaged me earlier and he was like, so when did Alundra Blaze win the 24/7 championship? Because I think I missed that.
Yeah, I was totally confused by that.
And I was like, yep, you did.
Yeah.
You missed it. She won it. And then she tried to throw it in a trash can, but then the $1 Million Man bought it off of her. You missed that whole segment? He was like, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool. See, shows how many 24/7 segments there were. Like, he wasn't even paying attention.
So basically, this is where Charlotte comes out and says that she can't believe that she's not on the SummerSlam card and that she will have a match that'll be better than Bayley and Embers.
Now, like Scott said, if Trish Stratus is in talks with WWE and she's going to have a match, I think that could very well be against Charlotte. Returning Sasha would be a big match. Ronda could be a big match. I mean, if they're trying to portray it as being bigger than Bayley and Ember's match, then I would say those three people would be most likely to show up. Trish, Sasha, or Ronda. More so the more, depending on if those reports are, legitimate.
Yeah.
Sasha would make the most sense. And then Ronda shortly thereafter, if Ronda's coming back.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think using Ronda in the Becky thing would be better.
Well, I agree. I mean,
but another Charlotte versus Ronda match, I mean, it'd be good. They had a heck of a match at, Survivor Series until, Charlotte was like, nope, I'm beating you with a kendo stick. So, I mean, we could play that out again. That'd be, fine.
Yeah.
Like I said, Sasha would make most sense. But Trish Stratus in Canada, yeah, it'd be good. Now the question would be, does Charlotte win or does Trish?
You gotta have Charlotte win.
You gotta have Charlotte win?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you're right.
I would like to see Alexa versus Trish.
I would too. Alexa versus Trish would be great. The match we never got at Evolution because of Alexa's concussions.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that would be nice. I would love that.
Oh, returning Liv, yeah.
That could also be that with her new character. I mean, we still have 2 weeks for her to figure it out.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, there's a lot of options there.
There really are. And I kind
of
want them to leave it up to as a surprise until SummerSlam. Don't pull an Aleister Black versus Cesaro match where you told us the week before.
Yeah.
Just let it be a mystery going into it, and then we're all going to be like, what?
Yeah.
Can't believe this. When whoever comes out,
I agree.
I think it'd be better. More of a shock.
Yeah.
Cool. Glad we agree on something.
Well, I think they have to have it. I mean, having the shock value kind of helps out, so.
It does. And
Roman
they kind of ruined that with the Aleister and Cesaro matches when they told us.
Then we have the Roman versus KO match.
Okay, so this match doesn't even really, happen.
No.
So Roman and Shane end up attacking all the guys.
Roman and Shane.
Is that literally what I wrote down?
Yeah.
Roman and Kevin.
Good notes.
Roman and Shane attack everybody. No, Roman and Kevin. My goodness.
I love your notes.
I'm excellent.
Good thing, I watched the show.
I love how Roman and Shane attack all the guys, and it ends with Shane getting Superman punched and stunned twice.
Yeah.
That's what I wrote down.
Yeah.
No. Roman and Kevin attack everybody, and then it ends with Shane getting Superman punched and stunned twice. KO then gets back on the mic and says, "Oh, you all think that was great? Oh, just you wait until you see what I'm going to do to him at SummerSlam."
Yeah.
And then we leave it on that note. I thought that was a decent way to end the show with Kevin on the mic. The whole Shane segment, not so much, but Kevin. I mean, if I'm being honest, that was the best Shane segment I've ever seen because he just got the crap kicked out of him.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was good.
Definitely. Reigns is like The Rock, and Kevin Owens is like Steve Austin. Yeah, I agree.
You know what's really funny? There was a debate on Busted Open, and it was like, so, if The Rock was there yesterday at the reunion, who would have gotten a bigger pop? Austin or The Rock?
I don't know. You don't have to worry about it because he wasn't there.
I know, but there was a debate. They were like, if Rock was there.
Well, you can't. I mean, the thing is we could sit here and say
who would have gotten the bigger reaction? Honestly, I was like stone cold, right?
Probably depends on what they do with it.
Well, if they were just coming out at the end,
that's
what they were talking about.
What I'm saying is depends on how they do it.
If they were talking about that and they just had the end and they talked about how they did like the same thing that Austin did, where they were like, oh yeah, this is like our family, and they did the toast and stuff. If it was just that, I don't know. Honestly, I was thinking Austin would get the bigger pop.
Maybe.
But, it could be pretty even.
Yeah.
Because they're both big superstars. They're pretty equal.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know who would get the bigger pop.
It was a debate, though.
Yeah. I think it's hard to debate since he wasn't there.
It was a hypothetical
I get
debate.
that, but I just think it's hard to debate because they're both big superstars, and depending on how they use them.
Well, if you look at the reactions that they've gotten in the past, though, if you look at like when Rock has come to Raw or when Austin has been at stuff, like they both get huge pops.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm
who
saying.
would get the bigger
sitting
pop?
there saying who got the bigger pop and how are you going to determine it by this crowd cheer? I mean, I don't know how you would determine who gets it.
I mean, yeah, that's hard to say because they're both larger than life. So
and I think that would be a hard thing to sit there. I think even if he was there, I think it would be harder. The Rock is actually the biggest star. I agree he's probably the biggest star just because he's out there more than Steve Austin.
Yeah.
But I think because of Steve Austin's character,
I almost feel like people would cheer for him more.
People would give him.
He would get the louder reaction.
Well, I think they'd probably get about the same, but because we're talking about two different things. Here it's like Anthony said, Rock is probably the bigger star just because.
He's out
been
there.
in movies and things like that. And Austin, I know Austin's been in some stuff, but he hasn't been like, mainstream or anything like that. So
no. He's a TV show that's coming to USA.
Yeah,
I'm a little excited to see it. Becky
so
Lynch is on an episode. Darn, too bad James isn't in here.
And I don't know, He
probably would have been talking all about that.
Looking at Austin, and maybe he's just had a big shirt on or something. But I thought it looked to me like he was in some sort of semi-decent shape.
Yeah. If he could, get back in... If his career was cut short. Like, it just was.
Well, he's had, yeah.
So, I mean, it would have been cool if he could have gone longer than he did.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, honestly, looking at the reaction he gets now, he's, huge superstar. And so, just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool. It's really cool to see him come back.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at ratings or anything for yesterday, but I would assume they were pretty good.
They had, because I had seen them, they were...
Oh, Elijah, good question. Who are the larger-than-life guys today? Well, Anthony said Austin's been in movies, but The Rock been in a lot more than Austin. Yeah, he has.
Yeah, I know Austin's been in movies, but I think that...
He's only been in,
If you asked, young kids that don't necessarily follow wrestling, who are these two characters?
Have you ever heard of Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Most of the kids
have you ever heard of The Rock? Most people are going to say The Rock.
Probably going to say The Rock just because I think
based
The Rock
on,
is in more mainstream movies than Austin. Go back to who are the larger-than-life guys today?
There aren't really any larger-than-life guys. There really aren't.
Right now, I would say,
I mean, if we want to talk about who's, who could be like the Austin and Rock, who could have potential to be the Austin and Rock.
Cena is...
I don't want to count Cena because I feel like Cena's in his own category at this point because he isn't, he's not on TV all the time.
Yeah.
Looking at, the roster that they have right now...
I think if anybody could do it, probably Randy Orton, if he wanted to. But I get a sense that he likes kind of having a private life too.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, Cena would probably be the one choice if I was to pick one. But since he's not there a whole lot, he just kind of comes with, shows up at different times. I don't know because I don't think that I think if you went out. Now, if we're looking at that people that, outside of wrestling fans, and I assume that's where you're going with this question, Elijah, is if you went out and you asked someone outside of wrestling fans, you asked them, well, who's Roman Reigns? I don't think a lot of people are going to know who Roman Reigns that don't follow wrestling.
I was going to say,
I don't think there's going to be a lot of people that know who he is.
There might be some people that know who he is just based off of his story recently.
Well, yeah.
And
but even with that, you don't see him in movies or anything like that. So unless you've watched Good Morning America or the ESPYs or something like that,
then you really wouldn't
And
see
even
that.
even with that, some people may just go, "Oh yeah, I've heard of the name, but I don't remember where I heard it or saw him or whatever."
Now, who would you say?
So I don't think there's anybody that's
really larger than life. And I just don't think there's going to be another person who's larger than life. I think Cena's like the last of like that. Like that Cena's it. He's the last larger than life star. I just don't think WWE's going to let anybody get like larger than life.
Well, if you wanted a larger than life, well, they've already done it with Ronda Rousey.
Well, I mean, yeah. Yes.
I mean, she was larger than life when she came in, and they let her do it.
Yes.
Reigns is a fact with the Raw. Yeah, but I don't know
I think
that
Vince wants it to be Roman. I would agree with that. I think Vince. I
know he's in the Fast and Furious spin-off, but I just don't think that people will associate Roman Reigns to wrestling.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Now, Elisha, like you said, I think Vince wants it to be Roman. I would agree with that. I think Vince probably had ideas for Roman to be like the next Rock.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't think people took too kindly to that. And
well, I don't think it's about taking kindly. He just doesn't have the personality.
They didn't like that.
Well, he just doesn't have the person. I don't think he has the personality to do it.
I don't either.
Unless he changes the way he's doing things.
Yeah.
Now, if he was to change the way his character is,
if
and change the way he's doing things,
yes.
then
But right now, as it stands, people are behind him, but they're not like Vince. Like I've said this before, Vince has tried to shove him down our throats. He just has. They put the championship on him and they tried to shove him down our throats, and nobody wanted to see that. Nobody liked it. This is why Roman was getting booed out of the building.
Yeah.
And so I think Vince tried. He realized maybe it wasn't such a good idea.
But I think he's booed out of the building because of his character.
It wasn't well, that wasn't even because of his character. Like, he was just being Roman, like the same he is now. It was they put the championship on him, and nobody wanted to see that.
Okay, but his and this is why.
And they were shoving him in our faces every week in a segment.
But this is why he doesn't have the personality, at least as of right now, unless he was to change the whole way he does things.
It's how he's booked, yeah.
I understand it's how he's booked, but you can take your personality with how you're booked and get over with fans.
You can run with that. And if you don't have the personality, then you're just
nobody cares. I just feel that Roman Reigns does not have the personality. I mean, just watching him, unless he totally changes, I just don't feel that he has that personality to get over as far as people going, wow, he doesn't even have to wrestle, and I think he's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, The Rock could come out and sit there and talk for 10 minutes, and everybody's going, oh, wow.
Rock's going to sing you a song.
Steve Austin could come out.
Steve Austin is
last night he did it.
Best on
he
the
could
mic
come out for 10 minutes and doesn't even have to wrestle.
Nope.
And people would go crazy for him.
Well, how funny is that? How fitting. Right now, Austin is actually on the TV.
So I think if we're looking at larger than life, I think that's one way you have to look at it, is you have to look at, can they get over? Definitely, The Miz is a perfect example because of his mic skills, because he can get on the mic. If they gave him a push, I think he would I think he would be one that would be close to larger than life.
I mean, he's probably the second most must-see WWE superstar. That's no joke. He's been in about 1 billion films. He was put in the Marine franchise, and that's really well known now. And people are like, "Oh yeah, Miz, the superstar. He's he's in movies and he acts."
I think he's probably the closest to being able to do that.
I would agree with that.
And being seen as larger than life.
My question would be, so that's kind of just. Well, I mean, all of that would be the men's division. Now, who would you say could be the larger than life from the women's division? Because I feel like I don't know who they would have had before who would have been larger
from
than life.
From the women's division?
Yeah.
I don't know that there's anybody that could do it.
Charlotte?
No.
You don't think Charlotte could be larger than life?
No.
Oh, that makes me laugh.
I don't.
I don't know. I don't need it either. Because I really, again, I don't know. If anybody came to my mind, it would have been Charlotte.
I think that
Charlotte could have a shot, but I don't know if she'd make it far enough.
Well, I think the fact that, I don't know, just watching her, I mean, she's got good mic skills, she's good in ring and things like that. But I don't think she has that personality that again, I think she's one that likes...
Dana Brooke.
She is the one that likes to... It seems that she likes to have kind of a private life, too.
Yeah.
And considering where she came from...
Yeah.
I think that she knows the other side, knows what it's like to have, you know, the people watching you. Mm-hmm. So I think that she might be able to do it, but I think that she chooses not to do it. Mm-hmm. Because I think she's seen the side of being larger than life with her dad. Mm-hmm.
I could agree with that statement.
So yeah.
I mean, I don't even know who would have been like somebody who was larger than life from before.
You guys got any more questions? Any more comments? Anything?
Like, honestly.
I think that when we start looking right now, I would say that there's not a lot of wrestlers that could be larger than life. Yeah, they may get some appearances in different movies and things like that, but I think as far as being like out there and people knowing who they are, I think I don't think that there's really any wrestlers right now that you could sit there and say, I mean, even Brock Lesnar. I mean, there's probably more people that know him than a lot of the wrestlers, but his is because of what he did in
MMA, UFC.
Yeah.
Not because of what he did in WWE.
Yeah.
He's in a crap in WWE.
Yeah.
WWE is just like a thing on his... About Seth's comments recently. Like about the Moxley stuff. Is that what you're talking about? Seth's had a lot of comments recently.
Yeah.
About the Moxley stuff and how he was like, oh, you're going to take food away from my...
Hulk Hogan was definitely larger than life.
Clarifying that export, and then I'll answer that question.
I'm going to be honest with you. I grew up watching Hulk Hogan. As far as I'm concerned, he's the one that kind of made wrestling. It made wrestling the way it is now.
Yeah. I can see that, yeah.
And what do you think about Seth's comments recently? As you know, if we're talking about the Moxley stuff.
And where he was like, oh, you're taking food off my...
Yeah.
Yeah. I figured that's what we were talking about because that's the most recent. But he was, he made comments, if you guys haven't seen them, it was, about how Moxley's now... Essentially, he was saying that what he was trying to say was that Moxley Ambrose is now a part of AEW, and he's now trying, the way he put it was, now he's trying to take food off my table, and people kind of, I feel, blew it out of proportion as to what it was, and they were like, seriously, Seth? Like, that's kind of a joke that you think that he's going to take food off your table and he's going to take money away from you. But what I think he was mostly trying to get at was that, now he's competition. He's on the other brand, and that is competition for him. And so I think with what he's, done recently, and he's done the whole Will Ospreay thing and how people were kind of like, oh, boy, you dummy. That was stupid. People are starting to blow his comments out of proportion, I think, is what a lot of it is. And people are kind of nitpicking at it. And, like, I mean, really it is.
Well,
but I feel like it's not him making himself look dumb. It's because of what he did before with the Will Ospreay thing, he did make himself look dumb. And now, because of that, people only look at his comments as being dumb. Like, they have those goggles on of where they're like, okay, yeah. He's saying this or whatever, but that's not what he's actually talking about. He's just talking about Moxley being competition. He doesn't literally mean that he's going to take, like, money off of his, out of his bank account and he's going to take food off of his table. Like, no. He just means, it's a figure of speech, guys. He just means that he's competition.
Well, and here's the problem with social media in general is you could post a tweet and like the money thing, taking food off the table and things like that. And he's saying it because, okay, now they're competition.
Yeah.
They're going to may take some of our fans away, which means we don't have as much money coming in. And therefore, he's taking food off my table. People to like blow it way out of proportion.
That's what I mean.
Like blow it up to where it's more than
exactly.
what
and I think
it's meant to be. It's more than what it is.
I think that's what this situation was. Because I think all he was trying to say was that Moxley's now considered competition. And then he's like, he's still my good friend and stuff, and I still, we still hang out and stuff, but like, he's competition.
And then as far as like, I feel like he needs to stop doing interviews because every interview doesn't make sense. Well, here's the problem: if he doesn't do the interviews, people are going to say he's stuck up and doesn't talk to us.
Yeah.
So I think he's in a bad situation where if he doesn't talk, then he's stuck up.
It's not like he says the
if
wrong
he comes out
thing
and says
at the wrong time. It's like he said the wrong thing at the wrong time before, and now people are like, okay, everything he says is the wrong thing at the wrong time. Well,
and then, like as far as him saying fans are jealous of him and Becky.
Yeah, that's what he said in one interview. He was like, all the people that are, hating on us and being like, oh, well, we don't have any chemistry or anything. They're like, as far as I'm concerned, they're jealous because, if I was, some single dude sitting at home and I saw Becky on my television, of course I'd be, jealous that, Seth is dating her. Of course I would. She's, beautiful. And of course. So, I can understand that, and then people get on Twitter and they start running their mouths, and, he's
well, again, it's a matter of you put a microphone in front of somebody and you ask them a question, it's like...
What is he supposed to say?
Yeah.
If he's going to get asked about a question about, chemistry, or, Becky and I, or whatever, what? Seriously, what is he supposed to say?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think those comments were that terrible.
Do you guys think
he should be the face of WWE? Right now, no. I think he could be if they built him up properly and had him saying stupid things and have him stop saying or doing more ridiculous promos that aren't as good.
So let me ask you this. If you're not going to put him as face, who would you have as face?
I don't know.
A question back to you.
A face that's just not good for me.
Who would you have as the face of WWE right now? Because right now...
anybody.
I get it. Again, it goes back to that
women.
larger-than-life person. And I don't get a sense that there's really that larger-than-life person out there. Now, having said that, Bray Wyatt with this character...
Oh, he could become the face of WWE. He could.
He
certainly could.
The face of WWE.
He certainly, guys. Certainly. No, certainly.
Kevin Owens with what he's doing right now.
He could be I feel... Okay.
As of right now,
that would be my guy that I say is the face of WWE would be Kevin. He is the face right now just based on he is beating the living crap out of Shane. Nobody likes Shane. And so that is that. Kevin right now, I would say, is the face of WWE.
I would go with Becky if they would push Shane.
Stop.
I would go with Becky if they would push the women's division more.
I would too. If you ask me...
I think the issue you have with...
If you asked me a couple months ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, right after WrestleMania, I would have said, as much as I love Becky, man. I love her, with all my life. She's the greatest in my eyes. If I... Ooh, any
gimmick matches. By the way, hello, little Fettuccine 69. I don't know. A big pay-per-view, I don't know if I really want gimmick matches.
I don't know. Well, I guess, would you consider this a gimmick match? The I Quit match? Would you consider that a gimmick match?
I mean, it could be.
Because it's not a regular match?
Yeah, it could be.
So I would say, I would like for them to turn the Shane and Kevin Owens match into an I Quit match. So then it's not just Kevin who has something to lose. Shane also has something to lose. That's what I would say. Is an I Quit match.
I would say probably that's the closest gimmick match at SummerSlam.
Because I think that would make a lot of sense.
Again, like I said, I think at the big pay-per-views, I don't think you should have gimmick matches.
Drake could be in a gimmick match. Bro, I swear to you. You know what would be funny?
Oh, the thing is, Elijah, isn't he in a gimmick match every week?
24/7. Yeah.
All the time?
Always.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't even have to be at Raw or SmackDown, and he's in a gimmick match.
Yeah, he's at Comic-Con, and he's in a gimmick match.
I mean...
So, going back to the thing, if you asked me 2 or 3 months ago, I would have said Becky is the face of WWE. Now, like I said, not so much. I would say Kevin. That pains me so much. Because, like, they've just they've messed her up.
Yeah.
They really have. They've killed her off so much, and it makes me so mad.
Well, the one issue you have is like I said, the women's division's been, like, totally crapped on, so there's not a lot there.
Pretty much, and it's really, really, really disappointing.
So I think trying to sit here and go, okay, a woman could be the face of WWE, I think it makes it
I think when Ronda was
difficult.
there, she was the face.
Now, if you ask people, do you know who Becky Lynch is, I think you're probably going to have a lot of people say, yes, we know who Becky Lynch is.
I mean, yeah.
I just think that as of right now, I don't know that any of the women could really be the face of WWE.
The closest thing they had was Ronda.
And
that was several months ago.
Any other questions, comments?
Concerns. So we talked about this last night, guys. We said that if anybody would be interested, let us know. About, you guys don't even know what you would be interested in yet. If anybody would be interested in watching us do like a watch along to like pay-per-views or Raw, SmackDown, whatever. We kind of threw that idea around last night in the chat, and some people were like, "Oh yeah, cool."
Any person match card for Takeover Toronto?
Matt Riddle versus Killian Dane. I would say that's probably gonna happen, and then Io versus Candace.
Yeah,
would be another one that I am expecting them to have.
Yeah, I think so too.
So I think we have 2 matches announced thus far. 3.
I think it's
Street Profits versus Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano, and then is the Mia Yim versus Shayna match official? If it's not, it's going to be like this week or next week, I would assume.
I would assume so too.
Just because that's the way they're going with that at this point. And then we need a match for Dream for the North American Championship. And I'm assuming, I would say, Roderick Strong would be my guess. And then Undisputed Era walks out with all the gold. Would be my guess.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, Killian Dane versus...
First answer, Elijah. I think the feud with Natalya, it seems kind of forced.
Oh,
but
yeah, and the finals of the breakout
that,
tournament. I forgot about that, too.
I think yes.
I forgot about that.
But I think that right now, because there's not a lot of options with the women, because they haven't pushed anybody, I think anybody you would put in there is going to be forced. I mean, just my opinion.
I don't know. I feel like with Natty, the thing with her right now that I'm having a hard time kind of grasping on to this is, as we talked about this last night, it's just very monotone, and it is not super interesting to listen to her cut promos.
Yes, I agree.
So that's kind of the hard thing that I'm trying to, like, I think it would be good otherwise. I mean, you know, going into this, I still don't see it as, like, a SummerSlam match. I just don't.
Yeah.
It's not super high profile compared to past SummerSlams and matches that we've had for the women. So, you know, that aspect of it, I'm a little on. And then just trying to grasp the Natty and Becky feud.
I don't think you had a lot of options.
I don't either.
And I think Natalya, because it is in Canada,
I think it makes the most sense.
So I
But
mean,
like
even though it is
said-
forced, I think there's not a lot of options there. And I
There
think
really
that,
aren't. Oh yeah, Damian Priest.
yes,
versus Keith Lee
yes.
tomorrow. Forgot about
By the way, to answer your question, will The Miz ever get a World Championship run again or Universal Championship run? No.
Straight up, you're like, no. I would love to see it.
Yeah,
I think he could do it,
Well, I agree.
and
too.
it would
I
be
think
excellent.
I think it'd be good, but I don't think he'll ever get another push.
I would.
And
love
I don't know
it.
that he really wants one
I don't either.
with everything he has going on.
Elijah, no, I don't miss Lacey. I really don't. You know, I'm glad she's not on TV right now. I'm glad she's not feuding with Becky. I'm glad that it's over. Oh, and EO murdering Casey tomorrow. Darn. They better have a high rating on tomorrow's show because it is gonna be. Somebody's getting murdered.
Yes.
And yeah, that is also true. No, I don't miss Lacey. I am glad she is done with Becky. Should have been over a long time ago. Glad it's done.
Yeah.
Real glad it's done. I hope she's training. That's what I hope she's doing. But based off of what I've seen from her, she's not. She's been off, doing TV shows and stuff. And so...
Okay, but that doesn't mean anything.
No,
You
it
still got
doesn't.
Training.
But based off of what I've seen, she's on social media a lot. So, I hope
So are
she's
you.
training. Oh, so am I. But I'm not training to be a wrestler.
Oh yeah.
I could, if I wanted to.
Yeah, you could.
But I don't want to.
Yeah.
Maybe or maybe not. Exactly. But I hope she's training. Because I think she needs it.
Yeah.
And I hope before they put her in another big-time feud, they have her train some more.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I think that's what
She's
she
gonna
should
get
have
another
been.
shot. It's just a matter of when. She will get another shot.
Not
it's just a
with
matter
Becky
of when.
as champion.
Well, maybe not right now, but she's gonna get another shot.
Probably.
Any
It's
other
gonna be
questions? Main
disappointing.
roster needs Shayna so badly. I definitely. Well, I think they need to bring up. There's like several women they need.
Shayna,
Here's my
Bianca.
personal opinion. They need to break, and I've said this before. They need to break the women off, have their own show, because there's just not enough to have between Raw
But
and
I don't
SmackDown.
like them having their own show, though. I like them being on Raw and SmackDown. And if it was just the men on Raw and SmackDown, some people aren't going to watch Raw and SmackDown.
Maybe they will. Maybe they won't.
Like, so
I mean,
I
if you're
feel
a
like...
wrestling fan, you're gonna watch it.
Well, I know, but I feel like...
Which is goes back to watching like on Twitter and all this stuff. People bad mouthing WWE or people bad mouthing AEW. Good wrestling all around makes the other promotion better.
Yeah.
I think WWE is gonna have to step up their game to make their product better.
I agree.
Any call-ups after SummerSlam?
Shayna? Because I think Shayna's dropping her title at TakeOver.
They already got their show, Total Divas. I think.
Whoa, Anthony, was that a diss to Total Divas? Excuse me? Excuse me. Excuse me!
Worst
Bro.
gimmick.
Anthony,
So
now
you're asking-
No. Hold up. I gotta address Anthony in the chat.
Oh.
Anthony, now I really am taking my championship back at SummerSlam. Actually, I'm taking it back at TakeOver. And then I'm gonna retain it at SummerSlam. So, just you wait and see. I'm going to squash you like a bug.
All right. So answering your question, little fettuccine. Any call-ups after SummerSlam?
Shayna.
Yeah, I can see Shayna coming up. The only
Street
thing is,
Profits
the thing that worries me
full-time.
about them coming up is the fact that
WWE
the way
hasn't
they
had
have
good
used
luck.
them now with Heyman and Bischoff in charge, maybe things will change. Favorite tag team
I
ever?
forget. We
My
were sharing
favorite
the
tag team ever was the Road Warriors.
Favorite tag team ever.
Worst gimmick, the Gobbledygooker. I think that's what his name was.
I agree with that.
Favorite gimmick match, anything with Cactus, Jack Mankind, Mick Foley, Dude Love.
Hardcore matches. Those are my favorite. I really like those. Worst
I
gimmick match.
forget we were sharing the title.
Worst gimmick match. I don't know.
Favorite promo.
I don't know what the worst gimmick match is. I feel like they're... I don't know.
Where did you get the worst gimmick? Oh, worst gimmick.
Right there,
Okay.
you missed
Got
it.
ya. Worst gimmick match. Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Favorite Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Is it? Okay, wait, hold on. Is it a movie called Game Plan?
Yeah.
It's on Disney or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't know. That was a good movie. I thought it was funny. I really thought it was funny. I haven't seen many Dwayne Johnson movies. I really haven't. Oh, okay. Match of the year for this year. Favorite match thus far that I have seen this year. Soup sorry, Becky. Soup sorry. Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano at the last takeover. Match of the year thus far for me. Guys, it was such a good match. I'm like, my mind is blown. Like, that is my match of the year thus far.
Going back to Little Fettuccine, is it like favorite promo ever? Is that what we're talking about here? Because there's a lot of promos I like.
My favorite promo ever, like, at least right now, like, my favorite promo that I always love.
Maybe let's hear it.
My favorite promo right now.
Yeah, we didn't see them.
No, they both haven't been on TV in forever. Any of the Wrestling 2K games. I like those. I'm really excited for 2K20 whenever, it'll come out.
Going back.
Favorite promo.
How
Slow
about
down. Yeah, I know. Sorry. We're answering questions.
Match of the year.
Like
Export,
I said, for me,
you kind of got me at a disadvantage here because since I don't watch Impact or New Japan Wrestling just because of time.
Right now, match of the year for me. Yeah, I know it comes out in October, Anthony. I know. It's just a matter of when they're going to release, like, information about it. It's very, very stressful. Like, we've been given so many dates, and James has been feeding us false information. Like...
Well, I think I did see where they were supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite sub match ever.
I don't know.
That's a good question.
Okay, my favorite promo, as of right now, is when after Becky won the Rumble, and she did the face-to-face promo with Ronda, and she was like, I choose you. That, like, it just, like, it...
Hey, look, it's...
James, wow!
Becky's number one fan.
I spoke about James. Sorry, I didn't say
and he shows up.
I didn't say anything bad. And then
James
showed up. Like, what the heck was that? That was like magic.
James heard his name and like I gotta speak now.
No, but the I Choose You promo with Becky and Ronda, like, it just gives me like chills every time I watch it because it was like such like a pivotal moment. Like, I was like, this is happening, and they can like potentially like main event, like. Like, that was a moment that I was just like, man, this is why I love this. Like, this is awesome.
I don't know that I have a favorite SummerSlam match just because I think there's been a lot of good matches.
I'm going to say Undertaker versus Undertaker, SummerSlam of, was it 94?
Well,
if I'm right.
Callahan. See, and this is where, like I said, I need to watch like Impact and New Japan Wrestling and some of those other promotions.
Oh my gosh!
I can get more into.
How did I even remember that? It was.
I did watch. I will tell you.
It was SummerSlam of '94.
Pluto TV tonight. I actually watched part of from 2016, I believe. Bobby Lashley
versus Drew McIntyre.
And Drew McIntyre.
It was good. It was good.
On Impact.
How
Wrestling.
did I even remember that? That was 1994.
Yeah, good job.
Genius. So, Undertaker versus Undertaker. I don't know. It was a fun match.
Yeah. Will they ever bring back the King of the Ring tournament to the main roster? I think they should.
I think they should do King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring.
I think it'd be cool.
And then have 2 tournaments. And then whoever wins that.
Give women a chance.
This is why that was trending.
James.
That's why that was trending.
James.
Because of James.
We had to talk about this earlier.
It was Kane. No, but yeah. King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring, it'd be cool to see those come back.
Yeah.
Well, King of the Ring at least. Queen of the Ring would be brand new.
As Fake Taker. Yeah.
I don't care who it was as Fake Taker.
Yeah. You liked it.
It was good. I liked that match. I don't know. That's like a standout SummerSlam for me. Like, I remembered the year. So I guess that meant something. I don't know. I really like some of the stuff from, like, the 90s. Like, early 90s. Like the HBK, like with Diesel. Like, I don't know. I just really like that stuff. Or maybe that was late 90s. I don't know. Whatever. It was in the 90s.
Yeah.
I really like that stuff. If we're talking classic, like it just, like I like watching that. Hey, did anybody notice that Psycho Sid was supposed to be at the reunion show and they were advertising for him, but then he wasn't?
He got lost.
He wasn't there.
Yeah, he got lost.
Like, I was kind of trying to figure that out.
He got
I
lost.
was like, what the heck?
He was trying to fix his broken leg. Favorite WWE or WWF stage?
A 45-second match, like really WWE? I know, James, I was disappointed too. I don't know.
Anything
Sid turned it down.
with the pyro.
I agree with that. More
Sid-
specifically, my favorite stage recently.
Why did they advertise him if he turned it down?
Exactly, like they had him advertised for.
I mean, I actually saw, like, I think he was, like, in a
He
video
was
or
in
something.
the
wasn't he?
video.
Yeah.
Which is why I was like, what? And they like advertised for him and they said he was going to be there, but
Yeah.
then he wasn't. I would say more recently my favorite stage is the Raw one with like the hole in it from like when Braun and Lashley like blew up.
Oh, so recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember what stages look like.
Well, just anything with pyro is cool with me.
I like Pyro too.
Yeah.
I like Pyro too. I think it adds to it. I never answered my favorite tag team of all time. That is really hard though.
There's been a lot of good tag teams.
Like I really like Road Warriors.
Where was Goldberg?
Oh my gosh! Sorry guys. Speaking of Goldberg, has anybody noticed how Dolph literally trashes on Goldberg in every promo he's done in the last 2 weeks?
That probably means Goldberg's going to wrestle Dolph.
He's like, oh yeah, it was about as embarrassing as a Goldberg match. That's what he said tonight. And last week he was like something about, I don't even remember what it was. Goldberg. He
Yeah.
trashed on Goldberg and it was really funny.
Yeah. I think he has done it a couple times now.
Which I think is very funny.
Yeah.
That like, they're literally trashing on Goldberg.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Favorite Shane match?
Favorite Shane match? None of them?
You don't have one, do you?
None of them? I don't like any Shane match. Like, I really don't like any Shane match.
Yeah.
I just don't. Who y'all think Charlotte is going to face at SummerSlam? I hate even mentioning Charlotte when it's not Becky. I have a couple. There are a couple of ideas. So Scott in the chat earlier said that Trish Stratus had been in talks. It's been rumored that she's in talks with WWE about having a match at SummerSlam. Sasha would make sense. And who's the other one I said? Rhonda.
Yeah.
Rhonda was the other one. Oh, New Age Outlaws. No. Stop. I gotta go with New Age Outlaws. They're just like so good. Like,
Yeah, they were good.
you didn't know?
Going back to Little Fettuccine's thoughts on Here Comes the Pain remake. Yeah, whatever.
Well, AJ Styles versus Shane was good, even if AJ carried most of it. Well, actually, you know what? My favorite Shane match is probably the match with Undertaker at WrestleMania 32 when he jumped off the cage. And nearly killed himself.
The problem is he didn't, and he continues to come back and wrestle.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
Now, my second favorite match may potentially be the match he has with Kevin Owens at SummerSlam if Kevin Owens wins.
Anybody getting sick of Shane? Yes, Kevin Owens is.
Me too. Where's AOP at? I don't have an answer to that question because apparently they're on SmackDown, but they're not being used.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know. I think AOP could be a dominant force in the tag team division if they just, used them.
Maybe I'm thinking wrong, but wasn't one of them hurt?
Yeah, they were a while ago, but they came back at the Saudi show. They just kind of snuck them in the Battle Royal.
Well, yeah.
And then they haven't done anything with them since.
Well, that's what I wonder is if they weren't, released, I don't know.
Because they're still under SmackDown brand.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at it, they are.
Well, yeah, no.
So I don't know. I don't know what that is. Like,
Harlem Heat was good.
I like Harlem Heat, too, from WCW. They're good. They're real good.
With that, I think that we will call it a night. Who has the coolest person main roster at the moment?
Aleister Black.
His is pretty cool. I like Ricochet's.
Oh, Ricochet's is good. That's a hard question because there are a lot of people that have those good entrances.
Dream elbow drop or Kairi Sane elbow drop?
Kairi Sane.
Sorry. I gotta go with the Dream.
I like Kairi's better. Like, she's just so tiny and she, like, flies across the ring and she's like, ha!
Favorite WCW match? Wow, that's a tough one. I don't know that I have a favorite WCW match.
I feel like I really liked...
I mean, there's just so many.
Oh, Ali's entrance is cool, too.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
There are a lot of really cool entrances on the main roster right now. I don't know, that's difficult because I really liked a lot of the stuff that NWO did. I really liked Sting.
Winning the champion. Yeah.
Yeah, James. When is the cover of WWE 2K20 going to be revealed?
James.
Because I thought you had information.
Eddie versus Ray Halloween. Yeah, that was another good one.
There are a lot of really good WCW.
Yeah, I mean, that's just it. I mean, there's so many that I think it'd be tough to, like, narrow it down just to one.
If I had a favorite WCW moment, not a match, it was when NWO threw Ray into the side of the building. Like, that whole segment.
Well, that's just because that's, like, what I talk about all the time.
No, not specifically Ray getting thrown into the side of the building, but that just segment in general.
Oh, got you.
You know, with them, like, beating...
Top 3 matches all time or top 3 matches, like, are we talking WCW?
Sorry, blame 2K. Okay. Top 3 matches... Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Oh, WCW. Never mind then. I don't know. I really don't have an answer to that question. If you're talking, you know, like WWE, WWF, I got an answer, but not...
Top 3 matches WCW.
Sorry, can't answer that question.
Wow.
I'll go top 3 WWE. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Bret Hart, the one with all the blood down the face. I can't remember what that was.
Again, I think that you have... Well, I think when you
I'm going to look that up again,
the thing is, when you try to narrow it down to like 3 matches or 5 matches or something like that, with the history and things like that, I think it makes it tough. Because there have been so many.
The 1 year build was great, but after winning the championship, it went downhill after that. Cool. Goldberg versus anybody. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Bret Hart.
Wolfpack versus NW Black.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that was good.
I'm going to say for my top 3 WWE matches, because I'm not saying WCW, guys. So that's difficult. It's Stone Cold versus Bret Hart with the blood. Man, this is difficult. I feel like because it's my top 3, it just kind of, like, Becky versus Ronda versus Charlotte in the main event of WrestleMania, it just kind of has to be in there. And then, was it Mania 13 that one happened? The blood all down his face? Was it 13?
Might have been.
I think it was. And then my last match... See, I'm a lot smarter than I think I am. Because apparently, Undertaker versus Undertaker was 94 and I was right.
Said yes.
And 13.
Rock versus Mankind. Yeah, that was another good one.
Stone Cold versus Austin. Well, that would have been a match. Austin versus Hart. The WrestleMania main event, women's main event.
Favorite Kurt Angle match.
And I feel like I really liked the Mega Powers versus the Mega Bucks match. Like, that's another one of my favorite matches. Like, favorite of all time.
Favorite Kurt Angle match. I don't know.
Is that what that would be? The Macho Man and who is his partner? Zeus?
Yeah.
Versus Beefcake and Hogan.
Yeah.
That was the Mega Powers versus the Mega Bucks, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't called
Was
that.
anyone excited to see Hogan? James, I'm going to be honest with you.
Mark Henry wasn't. He didn't clap for him at all. Did you see that?
Okay, we got 9 minutes
Keep
here.
going with the questions until it's 2 hours. Yeah, thanks, Export. Keep the stream going.
James,
2 hours. Colin's going to kill me tomorrow.
I'm going to be honest with you.
He's going to kill me because he didn't even get through the whole 2-hour stream yesterday. He was like, geez, how'd you guys make that 2 hours? He's going to be like, oh, another 2-hour stream to watch again? I'm going to have to watch this over 4 days. Yeah, you will. Sorry. Suck it up.
I'm going to be honest with you, James. Yes, I was excited to see Hogan.
I mean, I think it was cool to see him on TV.
The thing is, here's the deal. He said some things that he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
We are a society where we try and say, okay, forgive the people that say things and do things.
You know, whatever.
You take a look at some of the careers he's helped. Even, like, you know, if you listen to what Harlem Heat has said about him helping out their career.
Yeah.
You know, I think that sometimes people say things that they shouldn't. And they have to learn from those mistakes.
Yeah.
And, you know,
I think WWE kind of
I don't know if
shunning
he's
him for
learned
the
from
last,
but I know
I
a
don't
lot
know
of
how
people.
many years. Like, yeah.
Power rank five superstars after tonight's episodes. Are we talking about right now?
Yes. Power rankings. Let's go. Kevin Owens. Wait. In order.
Are we talking about like WWE superstars right now? Or are we talking about wrestling in general?
Like WWE superstars right now, I'm assuming. Based off of tonight's episode, is what he said.
Well, I know after tonight's episode, but I mean, are we talking about just WWE?
James, everyone needs a second chance, I think. Yeah. I mean, you know. Okay, well, we wait for him to answer. Favorite.
And James, a lot of my Hulk Hogan, you know, the why I like seeing him is just because I grew up watching him.
WWE.
WWE, top 5 stars.
In order. 5 to 1.
Are we basing this on, like... Okay, I'll just give you my top 5 stars.
In order from 5 to 1.
I would say probably Becky at number 5.
Thank you. She had to be in the top 5.
Number 4, I would say probably...
Build up for SummerSlam. Based off build up for SummerSlam. Go ahead. Continue.
I would say probably number 4, Brock Lesnar. And more because people hate him. Number 3, probably... Are you writing down your list?
Yes, I am, because I'm
See,
going to
this is
forget
where
in
I'm
the
trying
order.
to think about it.
I'm going to forget in the order of which I want to put them
Who do I
at.
want to put at number 3? I'm going to tell you right now my top 2. God, who do I want to put at 3? Maybe I move Becky and Brock up and just say I don't have a 5. But my top 2 right now, as far as... See, the problem with Braun, I mean, and this is what I was going to say, it depends on what you're talking about. If you're talking about who they're trying to push, or who do I think the top stars are. Because...
Yeah, that's difficult. 3 and 4, that is really difficult to put them in that middle position. Because I have my...
If you're talking about who I think is going to get the push from the fans, then I would say you have Bray Wyatt and Kevin Owens at the top right now.
Okay, I'm going to say Seth is my number 5.
Now, if you're talking about who do I like personally?
I'm going to say Seth at number 5. Can I just put OC as number 4?
Oh, sure. Just have like 14 people be number...
Well, because they're like a faction.
Okay.
OC at number 4. Number 3 is Becky. Number 2 would be Bray, and 1 would be Kevin. One would be KO.
I could kind of
For
agree with, Usos right now just because of how they've used them. I think they should be the top. Again, this is where I think when we talk about this, we have to take a look at, okay, how WWE's pushing them or how...
My bad, too. Owens.
Yeah. We have to take a look at how it depends on how you want to look at it. Because if it's based on what the fans might think, then I think it's different than what WWE is trying to push.
I would say based off of what we've seen this week.
Well, I would say definitely Owens and
Bray and Owens
are number 1 and 2.
Owens is 1. Bray is for sure 2. He's like a close, like he could almost be first place. Like they could almost tie for being number 1.
And outside of that,
I put Seth at number 5 just because he is on TV a lot and they're trying to build him up. He hasn't been the best recently, but I would still put him in the top 5. And then OC, they've been pretty strong recently. And then Becky,
Raw, not KON.
Becky.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie. Based off of, like...
Best 5 of all time.
I don't know. That's difficult. Murphy. Everyone.
Murphy's good. Best 5 of all time. I would have to say...
Okay, if we're talking about my best 5 of all time.
I would have to say at number 5, I'd go The Rock. It would be hard. I'd say Austin.
I'm going to say... Oh.
I would say Undertaker. I would say Bret Hart. And then my top one is Hulk Hogan.
Okay, I'm going to say at number 5 would be Mick Foley. Number 4. That is really difficult. Number 4. Brett. I'm going to say Brett. So Mick, Brett, Shawn Michaels.
Hogan face. Just because, like I said, I think because of him, I think that, I think wrestling is where it's at right now just because of Hogan.
Macho Man.
I know WWE played a huge part in that, but he helped build up a lot of it.
Macho Man would be 2, and then Stone Cold would be 1. So Mick Foley, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels. Actually, you know what? I'm going to flip-flop Shawn and...
Best heel all time.
Randy Savage. I'm going to swip them. I'm going to swip them. I'm going to flip them. Shawn is 2nd. Stone Cold is number 1.
Yeah.
For being greatest of all time. Because I feel like he just is.
Yeah, I could.
Who did you put it? You put Hulk Hogan as your number 1. Got it.
Elijah, Kurt, Hennig, Brett, Shawn, The Rock.
I feel like Shawn, I don't know, man. I feel like Shawn just kind of, he, did a lot for a lot of people. A lot of them did a lot for a lot of people, but I feel like Shawn really did help a lot in, the late.
We'll see if Anthony's going to repost his question. I think he was looking for the
best heel
all time.
I don't know, man. Best heel of all time.
My best heel all time. Anthony, keep retracting everything.
Favorite faction, DX. Hands down. DX. I just love them. They're shenanigans are just, they're great. I love them so much. DX, for sure. That would be mine.
Favorite faction.
It's a close second between, would be,
yeah, NWO would be up there.
And then, the Click.
The Click could be up there.
I would say.
I liked...
But DX is, top dog for me.
Yeah, they're pretty good. NWO Wolfpack's another good one. There's a lot that you could pick from. That's another tough one. Best heel, $1 Million Man.
Oh my gosh. For Best Laugh, $1 Million Man gets that award. 100%.
Heart Foundation's another good one. Will the WWE ever book Charlotte like her father?
I think they're going to attempt to.
No.
What?
No.
What do you mean?
No.
What do you mean, like?
They will not ever book her like her father.
Well, I mean, like, not like book her like her father, but like...
A simple reason they won't do it, I don't think she wants it.
Not like book her... I don't know how to explain it, because I don't... Okay. No. If the question was, are they going to have her, like, try and out? Yeah. Will she beat Rick's record?
I think
yes.
she'll beat Rick's record, yes.
I think they're planning on her
Yeah.
beating Rick's record. Book her like a celebrity.
No.
No. I don't. No.
I don't think she wants it.
We had a whole conversation about this earlier.
Yeah. I don't think she wants it.
I don't think so.
I mean, just based on, and I don't know, like, her personally or anything like that. So
Darn, if I knew Charlotte Flair.
I'm just basing it off
boy,
of,
oh boy.
You know, what I see of her and like when she took time off, there wasn't like a big, huge, wow, Charlotte Flair, wow. His favorite submission finisher? Figured 4-leg lock.
Sharpshooter.
Yeah, sharpshooter's a good one.
Sharpshooter's good. Is the mandible claw considered a submission finisher?
Oh, okay.
I was just asking. Is it?
Or just choking somebody out. You know.
I mean, that too.
Yeah.
But would it be considered? Because some people tap.
Yeah.
If they don't want to, like, die.
Yeah.
No, but I'm still going with the sharpshooter. Because I just am.
Yeah.
No, best heel, though. Shane McMahon. Shane get off my TV, McMahon.
Hulk Hogan.
What? Of greatest heel? Oh,
yes.
For NWO. Got it. Her TV presence has gotten so much better. Favorite commentary team. I really like Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler on commentary together. Jim Ross, though.
Yeah, Jim Ross.
Like, Jim Ross is the greatest of all time.
I thought Cena was going to be a record, but that's not the case now, since he's been busy doing movies. Yeah. I mean, he had a shot, but again, I don't think he...
Because, so Cole was on Smackdown tonight because Byron Saxton's dad died, and so, they had him take the place of him while he was gone.
Yeah.
Busy with that, so... Wow.
We're dropping some frames here.
We are.
Yeah.
We are.
All right. With that, whoa, that was kind of loud. Sorry.
That was really loud. Jerry Lawler is one of the greatest.
Yeah, Lawler's good too. Definitely.
If Cena were to wrestle again, who would you like him to feud with?
Are we talking about him coming back like full time? Or are we like talking about him like, making his appearance like he does now? If we're talking about him coming back full time, oh,
that's another difficult one.
Yes, Anthony, definitely that group right there. If we're talking about all time, I would say, and coming back right now, I would like to see him feud with Randy Orton.
I would too.
Like 2 matches.
I mean,
I'd like to see Randy Orton.
We've seen him do that before, though.
Yeah, we have, but I just think that
I mean, they were good. I would say Randy Orton too. Shawn Michaels is supposed to be. Yeah. Oh, a feud with Bray, bro. I would like anybody in a feud with Bray if I'm being honest at this point.
Anybody with feuding with Bray right now would be good.
Like, just come on.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Favorite wrestling feud.
Favorite wrestling feud.
Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. Bret Hart and Vince McMahon.
I think Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart just because of where the storyline went.
I agree with that. Oh, speaking of that made me think of the Montreal Screwjob, which made me think of, did anybody see that Dark Side of the Ring was renewed for a 2nd season?
Yes.
I'm really excited. Like, that
Have any of you watched the Dark Side of the Ring?
That is, if you have not watched it, I totally recommend you do. I learned a lot of stuff. Like, they, go in depth, and it was good. It's good.
Yeah, Raw vs. Triple H is good.
I totally recommend you guys watch it if you haven't, because it's very informative and they are very interesting.
What'd you think of it, Anthony? Did you like it?
I'm glad they renewed it for a second season, because with only 6 episodes, I was kind of like, whoa. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
listen, like the Bruiser Brody episode, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I've heard what happened, but like hearing it from,
well, I remember
like the people.
Like I was a kid when it happened, and I remember, and I was into wrestling and things like that, and I remember hearing about it. I did.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's a really good documentary.
Maybe that's something we could do. Is what's the title of the show?
Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah, Dark Side of the Ring. If you haven't seen it, Elijah,
watch it.
Check it out. If you like learning, like the dark side of the ring.
It's a lot of like the last several episodes. Like there was one about the Von Erichs and their deaths, and one about Macho Man and Elizabeth and their life outside of WWE, and Fabulous Moolah and
Bruiser
Brody, and who was another one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Like I had heard about one from like Dino Bravo or whatever, and they had like a whole episode planned out, but they didn't have enough money to be able to put that out in the first season. So I'm hoping that we get to see that one in the second one. I watched the one about the Von Erichs. It's very interesting to get to see
and
them.
I knew a little bit about the story about the Von Erichs, just again because I.
Von Erichs could be like the greatest,
as a kid, I was
greatest
growing up
of all
watching
time,
some of that. Will WWE release their movies on the network?
I would love for them to.
Honestly, with the way streaming and things are going, I would not be shocked if they don't just pull like movies from.
They have like all their Marine franchise. I mean, it's like it's under their. It's like
Yeah,
WWE in partnership with whoever.
It is. If you get a chance, Elijah, watch it because you'll learn a lot about some of the things. That, again, it's the darker side of, wrestlers' lives and things like that.
It is very interesting. Like I was very. Oh yeah, and there was an episode about the Montreal Screwjob, and they had like Bret Hart on there, like talking about it and what happened, and it was very interesting to see.
Yeah.
Kind of the different sides of the story.
I wouldn't be shocked to see WWE release their movies on the network. Just because of, again, like I was saying, the way streaming is going.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the living Von Erich there, Anthony, that's his sons are wrestlers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would assume that's probably.
I can't remember which one is it, Mike?
I don't know.
I don't remember which one it is either. Kevin. No. Kevin's the one that's... Kevin.
I don't know. Let me look. There are like 52 of them.
Well, there was 4 brothers, and then there was a cousin, right?
I don't know.
Is Lacey Von Erich still wrestling? I don't know.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, I saw that he was. I saw that they were, in the show they kind of talk about them, or they showed them wrestling, like out in Hawaii in the.
Kevin is the one that's still alive.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That took forever. And then David, Carrie, Fritz, Chris, Mike.
Yeah.
Whoever the rest of them are. There's like a lot.
Yeah.
There's like a lot.
I think we'll end it. Export. We got to 2 hours and 11 minutes here.
2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours and 11 minutes.
So, we got the 2 hours in. We'll be back tomorrow with NXT.
She was an Impact. Cool.
We'll have to check some of that out. I don't know if you were in here, James, when I talked about, I saw, the other night tonight I watched, before Smackdown came in, I watched,
was as a fake Von Erich.
I watched Impact from 2016 with Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Good stuff.
Little Fettuccine, thanks for stopping in.
Yeah.
Anthony, James, Elijah, Export,
Scott, Shane,
all of you guys make this fun.
Yeah.
Hope to see you again. If not tomorrow, we'll see you Monday.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Because I know some people don't like the NXT thing and things like that. So
yeah, we'll be back tomorrow for a recap of NXT. So make sure to, hop in if you want to and hang out with us again.
Yes. Everybody, good night. Good morning.
Had a fun time answering
good afternoon.
questions.
We will see you tomorrow night. Peace out.
Peace out.